What's up Team MVL, it's Music by Lucas. Hello and welcome to France.
Bonjour.
Today I'm going to respond to a lot of your questions with just one answer. But first, what are the questions, Lauren?
Are these stock plugins good enough?
Should I upgrade my plugins? Are there any plugins out there that are for a PC? For a Mac?
Why am I talking to myself?
Alright, so the question I get all the time is, are the stock plugins in your DAW good enough? And so I found this company, Kilohertz. There's a bunch of different plugins on here that they already have. They have all the basic stuff that you would need, the bit crusher, the compressor, the EQ, and a bunch of other little effects which are really cool and super simple to use, and they work for PC and Mac, so I thought they would be the perfect kind of guinea pig to check out and see if we should upgrade the plugins or if we should just keep the stock ones that are already in the DAW. And so what I did was I pulled up my DAW here. I'm using Logic Pro, but again, these will work for whatever you have. And I have my track Vibes here. So if you guys haven't heard it already, that's the track we're gonna be using to check out these plugins and see how they work. So there's a bunch of plugins there. As you guys can see, they got the bit crusher, the EQ, the compressor, delay, filter, there's a lot. I'm gonna cover some of the ones that are my favorites, and also they even have like their own plugin for synths and stuff. They even have like their own version of Nexus. Now, one of the coolest things I like is that when you hover over any of these buttons, it actually tells you what they do. So a lot of people that are newer especially, they don't know what every single knob does, and even for professionals, it's good to have like kind of a refresher. So like when you hover over the quantize, it says adjust the dry and wet mix for the quantization part of the algorithm. So let's test it out. So this is with the bit crusher on, without it. Super simple, easy to use. Bit crushers are very helpful when you're trying to get that kind of distorted, kind of broken, kind of Nintendo original sound, and they can be really helpful for genres like future house, actually a lot of genres, so bit crushers are pretty essential. Now, their EQ is super cool. The only thing is that I'm not gonna go super deep into it because you honestly could make multiple tutorials just on how to use the EQ, but one of the coolest features that it has is it allows you to match the EQ of a track, like a reference track, to your track so that you don't have to go through all the super hard work of doing it yourself. And it allows you to record certain parts of songs and then use those again as references against your track. And here, guys, is the EQ of Vibes. But if I wanted to adjust anything, there's 31 different bars to adjust, and there's a lot of different tools you can use to make it super easy to adjust, from just doing basic things like this to drawing in crazy stuff. You can get really experimental with the EQ here. All right, so going into their delay, I really like this one. It's super easy to use, and it also has the different ping pong settings. Check it out. Turn down the mix a little bit. Now you have kind of a nice delay with the ping pong effect. But if you wanted to, you could switch it to anything you want, from 1/8. Super easy delay function, and if you want to know what all these buttons do, from easy stuff like the pan, the feedback, the mix, it tells you just by hovering over the knob. Now this one I particularly like. It's one of their more unique, simple ones that you can use, and it's just a simple filter effect plugin, so you can just easily automate this. And there's different settings. It takes a lot of the pain away of having to automate the EQ directly, and it allows you to be able to keep your EQ settings the way they are already separately, and then be able to use the filter on its own. So I'm already using this in a lot of my tracks. This one is super cool. This is the format filter, and what this does is it allows you to mimic the sounds of certain vowels, like letters. So check this out. And then you can turn off the highs or the lows. So turning off the lows. I find this one really cool, and of course you can automate that as well. Now this is one of my favorite ones because it just works so well. There's no delay, there's no latency, nothing. It's their pitch shifter, and you can go up to 24 higher and 24 lower. So check this out. I'll use it on the vocal. You guys know this vocal from Vibes. So now let's pitch shift it. So easy. have the stock pitch shifter for Logic, and I also have the pitch shifter from Quick Quack, the pitch wheel, and this one works way better because there's no latency, and yeah, it's just much easier to use, just like one button. Next, we have a super simple reverb plugin. So we'll try it on the vocal. So basically, that's what you're gonna wanna use. You have the width here, you also have the decay, so you can decide how long you want it to take before the sound decays. Works super simple, and it gives you a great warm sound. The other thing about these effects is that they don't take much of your CPU to use, so it's not gonna crash. Like there is some reverb plugins here on Logic, like the Space Designer, that will take up a lot of your CPU and potentially crash your project. They also have this really cool reverser plugin, which is very helpful if you're doing something like dubstep. It gives you a lot of different options with the time signature to reverse, but I'll just show you a basic one on the Vibes vocal. They also have the Snap Heap plugin, which is really helpful. I'm not gonna go too far into detail on it, but basically it allows you to create channel racks of effects plugins. So you can have different racks to do different things with a bunch of different plugins on top of each other so that you can help yourself with transitions, different effects. It's super helpful. All right, so this little guy is one of my new favorites, and this is a stereo widening plugin. And it's just, again, super simple, only 3 parts to it, 3 different knobs. Check out what happens as I widen the stereo. It also allows you to take the middle out. You can adjust the gain of the mono content, so check this out. I like this one in particular because a lot of the different stereo widening plugins just make the sound fatter, or they put the high frequencies wider, and they kind of distort the sound. This one doesn't do that. So that's something very helpful because you can still use those plugins with it, like separately. Like if you want to use Sausage Fattener, if you want to use Pumper or something like that, you can use those separately and also use this without a problem. This one is a really cool tape stop plugin, and it allows you to be able to make the tape stop time change, and also you can pick the place where you want it to stop. So if you want it to take longer, if you want it to start longer, I just find this really cool because a lot of times you have to do the tape stop yourself manually with the audio file, and it doesn't give you the exact same kind of effect because for whatever reason certain DAWs don't allow you to have as much control over the audio files, so this is very helpful. All right, this one is super handy. It's a transgate, and it allows you to be able to take a normal chord like this and make it sound something like this. And it allows you to change really anything you want. There's a bunch of different patterns. You can change it 1/16 if you want. It can be super helpful for future house or future bass, for drum and bass. There's a lot of different genres that you need something like this for. So this is one of my favorites. And then we got to talk about this one. It is called the KHS1 plugin, and it is really good for synths, for leads, for basses. So now it's time to compare something like this to the stock plugins in your DAW for creating sounds. One of the things I like about this one in particular is that it allows you to use a sub oscillator, not just the regular 2 oscillators. So you can change the strength of the sub like this. And then you can change the wavetable. It makes it super easy to change the sound. And we'll check out just a few of the sounds that it comes with. We have here a bunch of different banks, but let's check out the kilohertz bank. This first one is called 7th Hell. I like this one, it's called Electricin. Hollow Wob. Wobble Bottom. This lead is actually super cool, check this out. This one is sick actually, this is called Show Me Lard. Check this one out, it's called Throaty. Alright guys, that is it for the kilohertz plugins. Let me know what you're thinking. If you're gonna upgrade, if you're gonna keep your stock plugins, what are you gonna do? Comment below. And as always guys, we're gonna be giving away a few of these plugins for free. We're adding them to our massive tour giveaway, which I don't even know how many prizes we have in there now. It's ridiculous. So make sure you go to teammbl.com/tour to pick up your daily bonus entries, or if you haven't entered yet, go enter. And this Friday, guys, get ready because we have a sick collab interview video with Moti. He is incredible. He's been on Hexagon, Spinnin', and so many other labels. I hope you enjoyed also the Mesto video we had. This one is gonna be just as good, so get pumped. And remember guys, it's all about teamwork. We got new videos every Wednesday and Friday, so if you're not a member of the team yet, hit that subscribe button. All right guys, I'm Music by Lucas.
Lauren.
And we'll see you next video.
We'll be right back.